Hi, welcome to today's session. The presentation will start soon. Hi everyone. Today we are talking about enhancing open innovation by user experience. This presentation we already delivered last week in MWC Barcelona. As you may notice in my channel, so we were participating in MWC, the Mobile World Congress, one of the biggest events in the world about mobile technology and softwares and hardwares, everything connected to mobile. So we presented this one. We delivered this presentation in our stand in MWC Barcelona last week. So I'm happy to deliver the same thing again, same presentation again for my viewers. Coming to the topic, enhancing open innovation by user experience. Open innovation, how UX research can add value to open innovation. I'm Thomas George, Managing Director of DoWell Research. It's a UX research company based in Frankfurt and Singapore. So I will drive you through an open innovation journey which explains how we are using different methods of UX research to enhance the open innovation process of a client. How many of you are experienced or using UX research? I think few of you. Anyone of you are experienced in the complete open innovation journey of a client? Okay. So I will start with the basic difference between a qualitative research and UX research. For example, in case of focus groups, the basic difference is when focus group is conducted in qualitative research, it talks to you about the insights and opinion of a user. But in UX research, the respondents will talk to you about the experience, maybe the experience created by using the product, or it's from the projected experience. Okay, in open innovation, I will explain basically I will explain a simple model of open innovation. This is the model most of our clients are using. In this model, it starts with empathizing idea. It's a 6-step model, and the empathizing idea is the first step. Then it goes to the sketching the concept of the product, going to develop, and designing look and feel of the product, then rapid prototyping, then next stage is evaluating MVP and market feedback. These are the 6-stage gates of open innovation commonly used by most of the clients. Okay, the key essence of open innovation is empathy for the user. In each stage, we interact as a user experience researcher, we interact with users and get their needs and haves of each stage and implement to the design table and incorporate in the designs. So, which will research in including new materials, technologies, and method of making, etc. As a UX team, they will explore and validate and optimize each stage. So, I will go through in deep in each stage of this process. I explained through a case study which we have done recently for our client. The objective of this study is just to develop a to-do list in different time zones. It's an app the client wants to develop. Strategically, we name it as all possible paths. That means we have to collect all the possible paths of a user to use a to-do list. Okay, for this process, in this case study, we formulated a team. It's an R&D team of our client. This is the standard model. That's why in technology, manufacturing means coding, costing, and human research basic things in an R&D team which will go through. Then extend this R&D team to an open innovation team. It includes the broad spectrum of innovation. It includes the regulatory measures, marketing, and supply chains, and a lot of other stakeholders of this project. Then UX team will do the personas and research in targeted segment. They will collect UX from the targeted segment according to the design of the research. So basically there's an innovation team and UX team. They combine together and work in this project. So how we engage users? Again, there's an engagement model we used. This R&D team is developing different circles. We call it as circles. It's an innovation circles. There are two types of circles. One is internal circles and another is external circles. The internal circles will talk about the coding and costing, compliance and others. These circles is formed inside the organization, but not from the R&D team, but from the other departments. The external circles is based on non-users of the product and users of the product, that is targeted users, that is existing customers of the client. Then substitution users. The substitution users means the users who use different methods to reach the target. For example, the users may be using the traditional method of writing the diaries. That's the substitution user. He's not very connected to the app, but he's getting the output or what he desires at the end. It's a to-do list in a diary. That's called substitution users. The other way, very simply, we can say that, okay, in the case of soft drinks, one person is completely avoiding the soft drinks and using tea or normal drinking water. This is again a substitution user. And competitors customers. Okay, obviously there are other companies are doing the same type of products. The competitors customers also connected to the users. These are the circles used for user experience research. Okay, we start with empathizing idea. So we talk to people. Okay, you can see a lot of groups are happening in this photograph, and a lot of ideas is placed in the wall. And this is the first stage of empathizing the ideas and get the needs and hacks of the user. But how we talk to people? Okay, everybody said that we talk to people, but how we talk to people? We have a standard model. It's little bit complicated to understand, but I think you can easily understand when I explain. These are the different channels of input for ideas. The internal circles, I already explained. The market, there are a lot of ideas coming from the market. Of course, the clients and users give the different ideas. Then other sources. These are the different channels. And these ideas will be listed 1, 2, 3 like that. Then empathizing idea using sprints. Sprints is a term used in open innovation. That is, idea will be again segmented to different stages and all small stages and done as a sprint. So UX team will do the sprints of each idea. And innovation team, after getting these output from all the sprints, the innovation team screen the entire ideas through their resources. The screening will be the technology-wise, asset-wise, finance, or other resources of the company. Because the best idea in the market may not be the best idea for the client. Because it depends on various factors like their resources, their financials, their marketing capability, a lot of things will affect. So there is a compromise, or there is a synergy of getting the best idea from the market as well as the idea can be developed by the client. So we prioritize according to these ideas. The analysis will be done by the best tool for analysis, SWOT analysis. So each idea will be going through the SWOT analysis and prioritize. So the UX team will analyze and prioritize idea in targeted segment using field research. We use group storytelling. You already see that the group storytelling method in that photograph. Ethnography and depth interviews as research methodologies in this stage. The targeted segment is an important aspect while selecting the users. I can give an example like Ferrari can't sell their cars in lower segment, lower income people, because it's not the target. targeted customers. Their target is premium customers. In a similar way, each product or each app or any product we take, there is a targeted segment. So we have to interact. As a user experience researcher, we have to interact with the targeted segment also. Then go to the next stage is sketching the concept. From these ideation, these ideas get prioritized and select one of the best idea the client can develop and start sketching. Here also we are using model for sketching the concept. The model is start with the selected idea, then the output will be concept storyboard. Okay, from this idea, the innovation team note down all the features of the product or the app, the service features, product features, or promotional features, service delivery features, and lot of aspects. It's not done. Then explore with the end user or targeted users using the UX team. What the UX team will do? UX team will analyze and all the attributes and features, then categorize it to core factors, enhancing factors, dual threshold factors, love factors, and neutral factors. It's explained in here. Okay, I will give some explanation about what is meant by core factors. Core factors is the basic factors of the product. This is the definition of the product. This is, for example, in the case of phone. The basic purpose of the phone we have to speak, we have to call. That's a core factor. So then enhancing factors. Enhancing factors is additional factors we added to that app to upgrade the quality and enhance the product. Then dual threshold factors. There are factors which should be there in the product to enhance the quality of the product or performance of the product. But if it's not there, the users will say that, okay, this is not a good product, it's a substandard product. That's called threshold factors. Then love factors, everybody knows, it's a shape, colors and everything. So it won't connect it with the technology. Neutral factors, there should be some neutral factors. Some cases it may be different versions, premium versions or premium versions, or these are the things, or different geographies need different colors. These are the things in neutral factors, because these neutral factors won't affect the quality of the product. So define the features of each feature and its attribute. Again, the sprints will be used here by the UX team. In this stage also it's scanned to the resources of the company. So we will get UX team done the exploratory research to gather maximum information from targeted segment and converted ideas to concept. FGDs, everybody familiar with FGDs, and the ethnographies, depth and customer journeys are the UX methods. Well, these methods are similar to qualitative, but as I explained earlier, there are more we talk about experience of the user. So these are the methods adopted at this stage. Then goes to designing look and feel. The next stage is how the app look like. So what should be the color, what should be the shape and everything. The designing look and feel. So you can see the design look and feel is testing in a home. So what their feelings, how they react to that look and feel concept. This is developed as a storyboard, and the next stage it will develop as a image and it will run in a phone. You can see the next steps, but there is no coding behind it because it's like an image of the page. Here, this model is a little bit deep. So it's easy to understand, like there are some input factors to that product, the process in it, and output factors. These are the basic three things any user will do. They input some data, and the process will be done by the app, then they consider. So these factors will be analyzed from the user perspective and get their feelings, and iterate with targeted persona to optimize these factors to mathematical models and empirical models. and connect these different models to get the master model. Again, screening to the resources. So we conduct the convert concept to drawings, layouts, mathematical models, and flow diagrams. UX team test look and feel among targeted segments. Here, there is a specific method like cognitive walkthroughs. We conducted using research using cognitive walkthroughs and co-creation workshops. It's conducted in home, street, and control lab. Cognitive walkthroughs may not be familiar to you. I don't know, but I gave some explanation about cognitive walkthroughs. Cognitive walkthroughs, as I explained earlier, there's an input, process, and output. Whether these input, while a user gives input to an app or to any product, not only app, if it's an automobile, you will touch on the dashboard. That's the input. We press on the dashboard is the input. So whether it gives the desired output as expected. So we test this small process, input and output, whether it's as per the user expectation. That's the process of cognitive. Typical questions like, okay, when you touch on the dashboard, why do you touch? Or why do you press on that specific key? Okay, the user will say that I want to open up or increase the temperature. Or in a mobile phone, you can say when we click on open, I want to open a file. That's what expected by a user. Okay, do it and give the output. Whether it gives the output as you expected. User says no. Why? I can give simple examples like we press on the phone on the volume button and to increase the volume. So our expectation is to increase the volume. Okay, output it shows, okay, the volume is increased, like in a speaker, that's one type of output. Other can just show bar or increasing the output. So different ways of interacting with users. So user expectation is different. So say, okay, I need not get a higher volume while I increase the volume. I need a small bar to show that the volume is increased. So these type of process, each process is subdivided into small tasks and test each task with end user, expected users. That's the cognitive walkthrough we conduct. More or less, it's a psychological method of conducting the research. It's not not from the traditional market research. Then the next stage is rapid prototyping. You can see it's a lab. It's a multi-camera setup. It's happening maybe from the controlled labs or user's home. So why we call it, what's the difference between rapid prototyping and regular prototyping is? Regular prototyping is happening in client's lab. Here, the prototyping is happening in user's lab or user's home. That is, we show these content to the user, and the client team will develop the app in their lab, and it's streamed directly to their development center. So based on the input given by the user, the client will change the app. Sometimes the immediate or sometimes for the next sessions. But in this project, we took 15 stages, that is incremental stages. Start with the storyboard, then go to the look and feel, then it goes to the small processes. Then after 15 weeks, it gives the complete product. So each stage, the client will change the coding part according to the user needs. That's called rapid prototyping. And that means it's incremental prototyping is happening according to the client needs. According to the user needs. Here, the model is, the input is optimized model of concept. The output is minimum viable product. As I explained earlier, that it starts with the core factors. Then core factors is finalized. Then enhancing factors is added. Then enhancing factors is also finalized according to the user needs. Then dual threshold factors, beautify with love factors. Then develop variations of neutral factors. These are the stage development, and each stage we have conducted sprints. Again, scan through the resources of our client. So it's done by the innovation team as a sprint will be conducted, the UX team plus innovation team. You can see who is responsible for these type of things. Here UX team tested each increment in the prototype with targeted segment and get approved from technology team. Fail fast is the concept behind it. That is, within seconds the user will say that, okay, this is not what we required. So immediately it's like a bug. As a software person, you can see that it's a bug, but it's not a bug. Actually, user will say that, oh, this is not the thing I am looking for. They say that I am not interested in red color. I am not interested in this shape. This button should be the other side. Lot of things is concerned. So the fail fast. That's immediately we have to fail the model, and technology team again rebuild it. Test target and empathizing discoveries with maximum interactions. Here also we use cognitive walkthroughs and co-creation workshops. Next is evaluating MVP. The minimum viable product is developed from the rapid prototyping. Here you can see a lab and user is testing the minimum viable product. It's a multi-camera setup. Again, it gets streamed, and the technology team will be seeing what is happening in each moment of this test. The core MVP is the input for this testing. Output is marketable product. Here the additions like developing the accessories, develop the instruction manuals, developing the packaging, brand positioning, developing the promotions, all the things connected to marketing also will be included at this stage. And UX team and the innovation team together will do the sprints, and innovation team will again go through the resources of client. UX team evaluate the performance of MVP, then control lab test, home test and field test to evaluate MVP. Then launch the product. The entire process took around 5 months to develop this app, then launch. What's next? Next is feedback and ROI. So as a next stage, we will calculate the ROI and using the market feedback. This is the model for this project. It's the technology and it's a targeted industries and end users. Here we have the client is expecting a lot of corporate customers. That's why targeted industries, because these type of app can be used in the big corporations for their employees. Also end user as any person. So these are the 3 input channels. One is B2B targeted industries and end users and other sources. These user insights will go back to the technology team to optimize. DoWell team will analyze the market penetration using quantitative and qualitative research methodologies. Here we used quantitative methodologies also. We have to analyze the post-sales feedback from innovators and early adopters to measure ROI of innovation. So how we measure? These are the steps we use for measure the ROI. You can see a graph. This is a typical adoption curve of the market. It divided into innovators, early adopters, and early majority, late majority, and laggards. This is a theoretical graph. And we take feedback from early adopters and innovators. Then we compare the predictions we had done before starting this development and compare it to how it looks like now. Then measure the segmentation. Here you can see a chart from, this is the point where the ROI starts. Before that, the product is with innovators and adopters, early adopters' hands. It won't give any financial, or I can say simply, there is no cash flow from this product. Because when it goes to the early majority, it starts the ROI. Most of the companies can see a big market, but their product won't go to the market because it stops at this, the point of early adopters and innovators. It won't go to the early majority. So we have to analyze where the product stands now. If it's in early majority and late majority, then we have to take the feedback and take, if it's in late majority, we have to take the feedback to develop next versions. Quantitative interviews and focus groups are used here. Mainly it's a market research methodologies are using this and statistical analysis is using. In this research, we talked to people at home, at street, and at lab. Lab means it's a facility we use for conducting the interviews. And the users are invited from customer data, street cuts, and social media. Then in geographies like US, Asia, Europe, and Africa, almost all geographies we covered. This is all for this particular case study. The similar way, these models are more generic models shown here. These models are applied to other industries also. We work with clients in sports, you can see the automobiles, FMCGs, agriculture, and farming equipments, then ideation, business model innovations. These are the other segments we work with. So all these methodologies in UX research as well as this quantitative or qualitative research methodology we adopt for each stage gate of innovation. Thank you. And if you have any questions, you can ask please. I don't know, the models are very complicated to understand, but yes. Yeah, I already explained that we use customer data, social media, and street cuts to get the users, and these users will be scanned through the screener. The screener will be developed, and their behavior patterns, their profiles, and their family background, all these things will get managed and provided. And it's not a community research. Like the same, for example, I explained that it's a 15 weeks. It's not the same people is using for 15 weeks, but the persona will be same. Will be used with the same persona, otherwise the it will deviate from the targeted segment. Yeah.
What's your designing a product, but you're designing a service? How does the process work?
Yeah, service is a little bit different. It's like a business model we have to do. Again, the ideation is same. But in service model, there is no product, only the process. For example, it's a hotel. It's like, okay, we have to design a service of a reception, how the people interact. Again, the steps are same, stage gates are same, the persona is developed, and guidelines and everything is developed. And UX team will take the personas, and each person will do the role plays. There is no product. So I'm a receptionist. The other person is a manager. So people will do the role plays and interact with the core team of developing the service. So as a UX researcher, we do the different roles. For example, I will step into like a receptionist and okay, this is the model. Okay, I will ask. Okay, how I can do, what the things I should do. That's it. The same thing will apply in B2B segment also. Some in B2B segment, most of the companies have 1 or 2 clients. So it's very difficult to get the users for that client. So, okay, it's a big client, like normally it's a big client, or we are developing an app for a bank. Again, different stakeholders are inside the bank. You can't bring all of them to your innovation process and they won't come. Normally it's up they won't come. So you have to play you have to do the role play. Is the user is there, manager is there, technology team is there, director level persons is there inside the bank. So interact with them, develop the roles, and some companies will do what they do is the marketing team take care of the roles, because business development team interact with the client. No. So they know what manager asks, what the director asks. So they will do the role play with the development team. More questions? Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming.
you have more questions, you can ask here. I'll get back to you with my comments and answers to any questions. You can post it in the comment box or you can ask here. Thank you.